All right, so we're diving deep into some fascinating channeled information. And this time, it's all about potential futures and hybrid children.
Oh yeah, we're going deep with this one.
You've been checking out Naomi Shu's work with a hypno channeling on her YouTube channel, Hypno Vibes, right?
Absolutely. It's pretty wild stuff.
Well, get ready, because we're about to break down one of her sessions where Tina's consciousness, travels into the future.
Yeah, and connects with sixth-generation hybrid children, no less.
I know, buckle up.
It's pretty mind-blowing. And what's so interesting is how hypno-channeling taps into this idea of, like, universal knowledge. Like it's accessible through this channeled energy.
It's like tapping into a cosmic internet or something.
Right. And Naomi actually delves into this in her book series, The Next Level You, which focuses on raising consciousness, if anyone wants to explore further. But for now, let's stick with what Tina experienced during this particular session.
Yeah, let's focus on those potential futures, because what Tina sees is both startling and thought-provoking, to say the least.
Oh, for sure.
Her consciousness travels to 2046 first, 50 years after some initial extraterrestrial contact. And it's not a pretty picture.
Yeah, it's a bit bleak, to be honest. Earth is heavily polluted, it's barely even habitable, and people are desperately trying to escape on spaceships.
It sounds pretty apocalyptic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not just some random dystopian scenario, though. This is highlighting the potential consequences of, like, fear and aggression when humanity faces the unknown. In this timeline, humans, their initial reaction to the extraterrestrial contact, it was hostile. Which led to conflict and ultimately a devastated planet.
So basically, our fear and aggression could actually create a future we wouldn't want to live in.
Yeah, exactly. It makes you think, doesn't it?
Definitely. Like, what if we approach the unknown with curiosity and openness instead, instead of just fear?
Right. What if?
What's so interesting is that this bleak future, it's juxtaposed with a vision of September 2026.
Oh, yeah.
Just a few years from now.
Crazy, right. And in this vision, things are dramatically different.
Yeah, this time it feels way more positive.
Right.
Like a period of massive change, but in a good way.
Uh-huh. So in this vision, we see numerous spaceships appearing. But this time, they're appearing in the skies all over the world.
I can't even imagine what that would be like to just look up and see these massive vessels descending from the sky. It would be awe-inspiring, to say the least.
Totally. But what's even more intriguing is the telepathic message that everyone receives when the ships arrive.
Whoa, telepathic.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yep. So everyone on Earth starts hearing this voice. It's a message of hope and healing, but there's no clear source. It's just there.
Okay, so what does this message actually say?
Well, essentially it says, we are here to help you, all the sufferers of the world. Be excited about the change. You will know who you are.
Wow. That's powerful. Like a cosmic invitation to embrace transformation and discover our true selves.
Right. It's such a stark contrast to the fear-driven response in that 2046 timeline.
Right, totally. In this 2026 vision, it's all about healing, transformation, self-discovery.
We're being called to approach the unknown with openness, a willingness to evolve, not just meeting it with aggression.
So instead of fighting, we're evolving.
Exact.
I like that.
Good stuff.
Okay, so in this 2026 vision, there are also these 8 organizations that emerge to kind of govern different aspects of life on Earth.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought the symbolism of the number 8 was really interesting. Infinity, 2 circles coming together.
Yeah.
It suggests this unified, cyclical kind of transformation.
For sure.
And get this, hybrid children are already a part of this society.
Yeah.
They're integrated.
It's wild.
It's amazing. But the arrival of these hybrid children is shrouded in mystery. We don't know exactly how they got here or where they came from.
Right, it's unclear. But what's interesting is that, unlike that bleak future we talked about, the people in this timeline are much more accepting of them.
Yeah, they're ready to embrace the change they represent.
It's like they've learned from the mistakes of the past. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. It's like they've learned their lesson. Okay, so imagine a world where these advanced beings are just living among us, sharing their knowledge and guiding humanity towards a brighter future. It's both exciting and mind-boggling, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I have to ask about the Grace and the New Jersey drums that were mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
Who are these Grace operating behind the scenes? And how do those mysterious drums fit into all of this?
All right, so based on Tina's experience, the Grace seem to be these extraterrestrial beings who are kind of orchestrating the changes, but they're doing it subtly from a distance. It's not like a grand entrance or anything. It's more like they're cosmic guides working behind the scenes.
So it's not like that Hollywood alien invasion scenario where they come down and take over. It's more like they're benevolent influencers nudging humanity in the right direction.
Exactly. And I think this ties back to the idea of individual empowerment we were discussing earlier. You know, even with these advanced beings involved, it's ultimately up to humanity to choose the path we want to take. The Grace aren't rescuing us, they're offering guidance and support, but we're still the ones writing our own story.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
But what about those strange drums in New Jersey? Were those the Greys making their presence known or something else?
Well, this is where things get a bit more complicated. According to Tina, those drums weren't connected to the Grace or that benevolent energy.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, the energy associated with them was described as not aligned with their intentions.
So it sounds like we're dealing with multiple forces at play here. On one hand, we have the Grace, who seem to be guiding us towards a better future. And then we have these unexplained phenomena, like these New Jersey drums, which might not be so benevolent.
Precisely. And this really highlights the need for discernment and critical thinking as we navigate this increasingly complex and mysterious world. You know, we're entering a time where the lines between what we thought we knew and what's possible are becoming blurred. Not everything unexplained is automatically extraterrestrial contact, and it's important to evaluate things carefully.
So we can't just blindly accept everything we see and hear. We need to be open-minded but also skeptical,
Exactly. Question our assumptions, look for evidence before jumping to conclusions.
especially with topics like this. Extraterrestrial contact, channeled information, it's all shrouded in mystery and speculation.
Right, right.
So how do we apply this discernment to what we're learning about Tina's experience? She paints two very different pictures of the future. A bleak 2046, born from fear and aggression, and a hopeful 2026, marked by cooperation and transformation. What can we learn from these contrasting scenarios?
Well, I think they underscore the power of our collective choices. The bleak 2046 timeline serves as a warning, showing us what can happen when fear and aggression guide our decisions. But the hopeful 2026 vision, it offers a glimpse of what's possible when we choose openness, cooperation, a willingness to evolve.
It's almost like a cosmic choose-your-own-adventure. The future isn't set in stone. It's a tapestry woven from our choices, our actions, our collective consciousness.
I like that analogy, and it brings us back to the core message of this whole deep dive. It's not just about spaceships and hybrid children. It's about how we, as individuals and as a species, choose to respond to the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
So what does all of this mean for our listener? How do they fit into this grand cosmic narrative? What role can they play in shaping the future?
Well, I think it starts with understanding the power of our individual choices. Each decision we make, no matter how small, it contributes to the collective consciousness. It influences the direction of humanity. So cultivating awareness of our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions, that's crucial.
So it's not about waiting for some external force to save us. It's about making conscious choices in our everyday lives, choices that align with the kind of future we want to create.
Exactly. And it's about fostering that sense of curiosity and openness towards the unknown. Instead of reacting with fear and shutting down, what if we approach new experiences with a sense of wonder and a willingness to learn?
It's like shifting our perspective from what if this is dangerous to what if this is an opportunity for growth.
Precisely.
I like it.
And remember, this isn't a solo mission. We're all in this together. Connecting with like-minded individuals, building communities of support, and sharing our experiences can help us navigate these uncertain times.
It's like we're all pieces of a giant puzzle.
Yeah.
And by coming together, sharing our unique perspectives and talents, we can create a more beautiful and complete picture.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And who knows, maybe in that 2026 vision, we'll find ourselves standing side by side, sharing our knowledge and insights with a world that's finally ready to listen.
That's a vision worth striving for, isn't it? So to our listener, we leave you with this final thought. Imagine yourself in 2026, standing before a crowd, eager to hear your message. What would you say? What wisdom, what experiences, what insights would you share with the world on the brink of transformation? The future is in our hands, and the time to act is now.
Yeah, it's not like they're, swooping in to save the day or anything. It's more about empowerment, like we were saying.
Right, even with these, super advanced beings involved.
Yeah,
Still comes down to us, to humanity, making the choices.
exactly. Exactly. The grace are there. They're offering guidance support, but yeah, we're writing the story.
Okay, so that makes sense. But those drums, the ones they heard in New Jersey, what about those?
Yeah, the drums. Well, see, that's where things get a bit more, I guess complex is the word.
Oh,
Because from what Tina experienced, those drums, they weren't connected to the grace
Hmm.
or to that, benevolent energy we were talking
So
about.
they were something else.
Yeah, the energy from those drums, it was actually described as not aligned with the grace and their whole,
Yeah.
mission.
So hold on, we've got these Grace who seem to be like steering us towards a positive future. But then we've also got these unexplained things happening, these drums, and they might not be so,
Friendly.
yeah, friendly.
Yeah, exactly. And it really makes you think, right? Like we're stepping into this world, this time where things are getting more and more complex, mysterious, what we thought we knew, what's actually possible, the lines are getting blurry.
It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It is. And it's easy to think, oh, something unexplained must be aliens. But, we need to use discernment, critical thinking.
Right. Not everything is automatically extraterrestrial just because we don't understand it.
Exactly. Evaluate the evidence. Think critically, especially when we're talking about this kind of stuff. Extraterrestrial contact, channeled information, it can get really speculative.
For sure. So how do we apply all this discernment to Tina's experience? Because she's giving us these two really different potential futures.
Yeah.
We've got bleak 2046, fear, aggression, not a good time. And then 2026, hopeful, cooperation.
Huge difference.
What can we actually learn from those two, like contrasting possibilities?
Well, I think at the core, it shows us that what we choose as a collective, it matters. That 2046, that's like a warning sign. That's what happens when fear and aggression drive us. But then 2026, that's a glimpse of what could be. When we choose to be open, to cooperate, to actually evolve as a species.
It's like, I don't know, it's like we're playing this cosmic choose-your-own-adventure game.
Huh? I bet.
The future isn't already written. It's like we're weaving it with every choice we make, everything we do. It's our actions, but it's also, like you said, that collective consciousness.
Yeah, and that brings us back to the big picture, right? This isn't just some story about spaceships and hybrid children. It's about us, about how we as humans are going to respond to the challenges, the opportunities that are coming our way. What are we going to do?
So for our listener, right now, I mean, this is all happening. It's a lot to take in. How do they fit into all this? What can they do to help shape the future?
It really is. It is a lot to think about. And I think for me, it comes down to choice. We each make choices every day, and they might seem small, but they all add up.
Yeah, they all contribute to
Right.
that, what was it, the collective consciousness.
Right, exactly. It all feeds into the direction humanity is going in. So being aware of our thoughts, our emotions, what we do, it's more important now than ever.
And you're saying we can't just wait around for someone or something to save us.
Right. It starts with each of us, like actively making choices, and not just random choices, but choices that, that align with the future we actually want to see.
So if we want a positive future, we have to make positive choices, basically.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of oversimplifying it, but
Right.
yeah. And it's also about, how we react to things, to the unknown. Instead of just fear and shutting down, what if we tried to be more curious, more open to learning?
So, like, instead of asking, what if this is dangerous? We ask, what if this is a chance to grow?
Exactly. That's it. That's the shift in thinking we need.
I like that.
And I think it's important to remember, too, we don't have to do this alone. Connect with people who get it, build communities, share what you're going through. We can help each other figure this out.
It's like we're all in this together, right? All these different perspectives, different experiences. We need all the pieces to create something amazing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a giant puzzle, and every piece is important.
A beautiful puzzle.
Who knows? Maybe in that 2026 vision, we'll all be standing together. You, me, everyone listening. Sharing what we know with a world that's finally ready to listen.
That's a great vision, a really great vision. And that's what we'll leave you with today. Think about that 2026. You're standing in front of a crowd. They want to hear what you have to say. What do you tell them? What wisdom? What experiences do you share? The future's in our hands. We can make it happen.
Go down this path that will never be recovered.
So they want to show you one version of Earth that about 21 years later, Earth become a planet that is not even reversible, is heavily polluted. So the two grays, why they are in the water, and this is inside of Earth, underneath.
Yes, they're in a ship under the water.
So this moment when your awareness is there with them, what year is this? It's now?
2100.
Say it one more time.
2100.
2100, that's 50 years later than that. So that's because they can go through different timeline. They can tap into different timelines. So they're in the future and show us 2046.
The monitor shows 2046.
Oh, I see. So what I understand we're supposed to change, but what they want to tell us.
To show us a version where we didn't succeed, we didn't transform.
Right. So this version of Earth, what people who are living on Earth, or what they can do? They're dying.
Use spaceships, go to other places, but then most people are dead or left to die.
But they are not doing anything to change.
They do not get the truth. They use a lot of military weapons to hurt not only people but also the land, the earth, the water.
They keep damaging
Yes.
the Earth. But why? Well, they don't understand.
There was a small open contact that happened here. There was a small open contact that happened in that version.
Yeah, a small. What does that mean?
Only some rays showed up, but then people on Earth are too afraid and lots of fear,
Right.
and immediately starting using weapons to fight against them.
Right. So then they left.
Yes, they think they're not ready.
I see. So can you ask them if they can show you, let's say, I'm not sure, but let's say Tina and me, the one we're in, this version of Earth, what is going to be in the future? It doesn't have to be 2046.
Yes, 2026.
So anything you can tell me about that year?
Towards the end,
September, that's what I heard. Anything else you can see?
there will be numerous spaceships that will appear above.
So many? Everywhere?
No, between Manhattan and Brooklyn, near the Dumbo area, like near the waterfront.
Oh, so you are right now looking at this area.
Yes.
And tell me more.
There will be this public announcement that will be made.
And so how the announcement was made?
Through talking English.
Yeah. So we get that message telepathically?
No.
So how does that work?
Well, in a way, everybody hears it.
But without knowing why we're hearing it. Like that?
Yes. Do you hear the sound?
Uh-huh. Okay. So it's like someone is talking?
Yes.
And just listen to it. And what kind of things we can hear?
We are here to help you. All the suffer will end.
Oh, exciting.
We are here to start anew.
Continue.
You are to see transformation. Earth will go through. Be excited about the change, and you will know who you are. Number 8 will be 8 grays, taking care of 8 parts of organization.
What a organization?
To help organize the earth.
So what 8 means?
The number shows how two are coming together.
So it's the 8 is the symbol of infinity.
And say that. Or it's like 2 circles coming together.
No, what's next?
More cannot be revealed.
I see. So can you ask this question or find out if we can know, let's say Tina and Naomi, what's our role at that time or after?
Help with the healing of the mass consciousness.
Yeah. How we do that?
Spreading message worldwide through speeches.
We're gonna make some speeches,
workshops, events, large-scale events.
but people will listen at that time.
People will attend.
And how about the grays? Do they do anything? Show up, assist some people?
They're in the background. They don't show much. They don't reveal themselves too much. Everything will be.
And how about the hybrid children?
They are here to live with us, to be integrated into the society. Those 8 groups, 8 organizations.
8, so altogether 8 groups.
Yes.
They will be governed.
The different parts, different groups.
different department, and this is for the whole entire world. And will you understand this part more? Can we get that information? Give us one name of the group.
Looks like the number
Pi.
or the Chinese word Yi. Yi,
I know pi.
the word that looks like pi.
Oh, so what does that mean?
I don't know.
That's one group?
And not even the English.
And so in this version of Earth, most people are ready and they are excited for this change.
Yes. People in New York, yes.
And the ships, there are not that many, and they just let the hybrid children to come in, and then they will leave. So how the hybrid children will appear?
They won't let us see how hybrid children got here.
So they just come out from somewhere.
And they're already here.
Ah.
If they arrive on a ship, we won't be able to see that.
But before this open contact, we're going to see ships in the sky?
Occasionally, sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Some people might get a peek of it behind the cloud.
So how about this, the recent New Jersey drones? There's some sort of,
No,
that's different?
the energy of it doesn't align with the sun energy.
So it's a different energy.
Yes.
Hmm.
Energy kind of gets melted down.
So